Hi and welcome to Mizotarot's Tarot Meetings. Today we're going to be talking about the Heirophant. I'm Mila Herenda, your friendly tarot advisor. The Heirophant is the number 5, which is the number for change. And the other thing that I wanted to bring up right away is that he's got the religious symbols in the background here. So he's a very spiritual man indeed. I kind of go against the grain with the Heirophant from the traditional Rider Waite meanings, but I'm going to fill you in on that as we go along. Now, the number 5 is a symbol for change, and it shouldn't be viewed as good or bad. But what I want to say here is that there's a third eye in between here and here, and that's about when we reach a point in our lives, we know that we either need help and we need to go and seek some sort of learning course, university, college, workshop, seminar, webinar, and it's all to do with changing yourself and becoming a bigger and kind of better person. Also, it's in line with the card before us is the Emperor, and that's about being a leader. So, and when I see this card, and it's always about being in balance with the pillars here, and there's 2 candles, and there's also orbs back here, there's books. You know, all of these things are symbols of higher learning and listening to your intuition. Also, when we go into there's the moon with the intuition, and the moon is always about femininity and intuition and following your gut. There's also the raven there, and ravens are shapeshifters. Now, this is part of the reason why I love this deck, because the Heirophant, this deck has so many little intricate pieces to it, and when you look at your card, no matter what card or deck that you're using, you want to look at what pops out to you. And today, it's really the third eye for me, and about reaching out to and connecting with spirit above. Now, when we get that, and let me just go back to the raven for a second. The ravens are shapeshifters, and when you go to school and get higher education, or perhaps you start your own course, your own workshop, your own seminar, when you do those things, you indeed shapeshift yourself to a higher level. You're no longer unknowledgeable. You now have knowledge, you now have a degree under your belt, you now have a certification from a program, you now know something that you didn't know before. And the Heirophant, I like to think of him as a university professor that encourages lifelong learning and teaching as you go along. It's also about your life lessons. Have you learned your life lessons? Have you actually taken into account what life has given you, and have you learned your lessons? So if you keep on getting a repeat pattern and you're not learning that life lesson, it's going to come back to you as many times as you need to learn it. And finally, you know, it will sink in one day. Now, with also those candles there and the flames burning, it's about having passion for what you're doing as well. So the Heirophant, I like to think of him as kind of like a university professor that studies philosophy or religion or history, or you know, something along those lines. But he's very wise indeed, but he's also such a deep thinker and introspective, and you know, he's one of those people that you want to reach out to and really have you mentor, have him mentor you. And he's also kind of calling you to say, hey, come on, it's good to learn. Let's go. Let's do this. And, but he follows, he connects the spirit world to the earth world. He's kind of like a translator. So how I think of this is when I get business ideas, I usually get them in my dreams, and then I put them into play through my dedication, and you just got to set a schedule. So it's kind of institutionalized, and that's one of the words that comes up for the Hierophant is institution, structure, those sorts of things. And if you're in reverse in this card, it's kind of that you don't want to be part of structure, university, higher learning, any kind of institution. This card can represent marriage in a way. It can, because that's kind of institution. It also suggests that maybe you don't want to go with the customary practices of everyone around you. It means that you want to go against the grain, but at this moment it's probably best to follow the herd. When this card comes up in reverse, it can mean that you're fighting against corporation, institution, you don't want to go to school. And actually, when it comes up for people in a reading, I often say, what is your problem? Why don't you just go to school and do what you need to do? It'll be over. And it's not too late. It's never too late to go to school. So I'm going to just say this right now quickly. It's never too late to go to school. Go whatever age you are. And, one day, 4 years from now, when you get that bachelor's degree, you'll have it. And there you go. Then you're going to be at a whole new level, a whole new professional, a whole new leader. And you've just got to go and try. And if your gut, if your intuition is saying now's the time to go and do that higher learning, then please go for it. Sign up. Do it. Because if you don't do it, it's going to be 4 years down the road. You'll be in the same spot, doing the same thing, and you'll not get the benefit. And it's just going to be 4 years later, and you're still going to have in the back of your mind, I should have gone to school. So just sign up. It's a great time whenever this card comes up. And then back to the reverse meaning, it can also say that, you're just really tired of your boss, because the Hierophant can be recognized as a leader, boss, authority figure, a mentor, and such like that. So it could mean multiple things, such as you're not getting along with your boss, you're tired of work, you're in a big corporation, the corporate world, you're going against the grain, you're not feeling like you're fitting in, where everyone seems to be under some sort of conformity, and you feel that you have that inner knowledge within you. So if this comes up in reverse in your reading for yourself, ask yourself more along the lines of, instead of why you hate the place or focusing on why you hate the institution, focus on what kind of learning you can do to get out of the situation you're in. And that's part of the lesson of the Hierophant. But you have to use your intuition and be guided by spirit, and then follow through with this and remain in balance with those pillars. So it's all of those things combined, and this is just scratching the surface of the Hierophant. But I'm going to sign off now with this one. He's a very complex card, and I love this guy. And I love learning anyways. I'm good at school. So until the next week, I will leave you with the Hierophant. And if you were thinking about taking a course, then sign up, do it, and enjoy the learning process. Take care.